Right, let's get back at it. Got a few ideas I want to do today with this map. A couple of things I need to get done, I think. Serious, thank you very much. When did I take concrete slabs up there? I can't remember taking concrete slabs. I tell you what then, seeing as I've done 3. Steel beams, I'll take steel beams then. I can't remember taking concrete slabs up to the river base. I don't know how that's happened. I don't recall doing that yesterday at all. But okay, fine. So for this we're going to need the mule. I find the crane controls on most of the vehicles on this, if not all of them so far, a lot more intuitive than I ever did on SnowRunner when I was forever pressing on buttons. And as for Construction Sim, my god, they're much better than Construction Sim. The amount of times I've struggled operating them cranes on construction sim. So I need 2 more. Yeah, when I streamed this last night, Zodius, I started quite late, but I got in the right spot of bother down there. I got 3 trucks stuck down there. 2 of them tipped over. No, 2 trucks stuck, so 2 of them tipped over. I took my scout vehicle down, that wasn't strong enough to do them, so in the end I had to take my pike down to try and get them back on the wheels. That's why I'm not going through there, because I've turned that into a bit of a muddy bog, to be honest. So I either need to sand it or I just stick to doing this route. This new way. It's a bit longer, this is. But it's a lot safer. I think one of the missions I've got today is to, or something I picked up last night, was to build a road as well. I got this yesterday as well. Did I get this when I was streaming in the day? Or did I get this last night? I got that last night. I got given that. The mulcher for taking down tree stumps. Yeah, it wants me to build a... That's right, it wants me to build a road. There. Luckily, I'm in a sand quarry zone. So I won't have to travel far... Well, I won't have to travel at all to keep refilling the sand. So I should be able to do that quite easy, that road. Once I get the vehicles up here. See that pipe in front there with the valve on top? Had to repair that yesterday. And all the piping as well, last night. Brilliant how much I did last night. Apart from that little bit of sticky mess I got in with the truck tipping over. Muffins! How are you? You've missed me this morning, Muffins. I was on deliver at all costs this morning. 3.5 hours. Then I had a break for some dinner. Then back on this until about 6. Yeah, I do. I like that. I delivered at all costs. Yeah, very, very good. One of the last missions I did before I come off was one where a rival delivery company was dropping flyers all over the map. I had to catch them in my truck and then take them to a fire. Also did one where I'd got to get a statue. I got to deliver a statue and I got bird shitting all over it as I was trying to deliver it. It's funny when the pedestrians start coming after you as well. Sunken, yeah, Rogan's gone with sunken as well. Afternoon, Sharky, by the way. Oh, I've come the hard way round here because I've technically opened up a bridge now there. That bridge is out, but I've technically opened one up there where I got those pipes from. I wonder if that was always there as an option, but I didn't know about it until I had to go and get the pipes. But yeah, I'm coming the hard way now, but never mind. We'll keep going. Let's just hope this water isn't too deep, eh? Look at that, look how the water ripples out. I love the details in this. It's insane. Look at that mess I've left there now. Ain't no other truck getting through there. Yeah, it's a bit odd how it says I've got 3 concrete slabs here already, because I don't remember dropping them off. Have I dropped a clanger here again now? I've dropped a clanger here again. I'm not supposed to bring them here. You divvy. Hang on a minute, I'm face palming. Only once I've had to use a marker. Is that all I've got to do? I'm a bit perplexed by that then. I don't understand how it says they've got 3 concrete slabs already, because I have not dropped any off up here. I'm going to have to watch this. I'm not sure if there's a tree across the road. Oh, so that's the... Yeah, so I've done the route. Now I've got to store the resources. Steel beam. Oh, I know where I've got to put them. I think I've got to put them in my storage. You're such a dipshit. All I had to do was put them in my storage. And I drove past my storage. Oh, no I didn't, I took a shortcut. Ignore me. Right, I'm going back a different way. You can't plot routes on this the same way you can. Apart from the plotting of the routes that we have to for the infrastructure, can we plot routes on this the same way we can in SnowRunner and whatnot, or is it just a no, just placing markers, isn't it? Yeah, not plotting routes as such. Oh my god, that's a bit rough going over that. Oh, this. Whoa, 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 whoa. God, there's some shit here to take, isn't there? I'll just try to place that a bit better, but can't. Yeah, when I first came into this map yesterday afternoon, when I finished the first proper map, and I came into this map. Give me a second, I'm gonna have to shut the curtains because the sun's decided to come out. It always comes out this time of day. Been quite dull here, and now it's come out. But when I first came into this map, you do that thing. I don't know about you, but I did that thing where I kind of sink in my seat and think, oh god. As soon as you look at the map and you think, I've got to learn something all over again now. I've got to learn a fresh map and learn all the intricacies of where the shortcuts and stuff are. But I love learning. I love figuring routes out. I mean, it's not like it's dark in the game and I can't see, but still, when the sun's glaring in the corner of your eye. I mean, because you can manually look at the weight on the back. Jesus Christ. Because you can manually strap stuff down on this as well. You don't, and you're not restricted to having auto loads. I can stack this on here now as uneven as I want to, within reason of, you know, weight. And take as much of this shit back as I want, or as I can. Do a risk another? Look at this! Look at the state of that at the back. This is gonna go pear-shaped, this is. Look at that. It wants to do wheelies. Jesus Christ, who's driving this Vin Diesel? Oh, I just thought, you know. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I was thinking I've got to take the slabs off to be able to get at the steel beams. But I haven't, because they're all going back my resource centre. Right, I'm gonna stick to the road. It's incredible how the game factors in the physics to simulate the fact that I'm probably well overloaded here, and I should not be doing this. And not one of them in there, from what I can see. Right, because bearing in mind the steel beams I had on the base layer there, I had 4 of them on the bottom and then 1 on the top. Not one of them items in the back of that trailer is clipping or cutting through another. Awesome. Oh, this is going to be dicey here. I've got enough weight just to push through. Or over it. Yeah. He says. I didn't fancy going towards the right then, because it sloped. And I've probably gone over. Okay. Right, let's go build that road, shall we? Oh, I took the end of my stream last night. I plonked one of these car wrecks on the back of this, and took that to the steel mill place there, and recycled it. A car wreck, brilliant. I was cutting through here, I think, so I decided to just pick it up and dragged it back down. No, I didn't drag it down there. I didn't go that way because that's the bit where I got stuck last night. And it's a bit chewed up now, that is. In fact, I've still got 2 trucks left down there, and I need that one. So, we'll bring this home because I need this. Oh my god, you pillock! What have I hit there? I hit a stump, haven't I? It's a good job this is here. See what I mean about this area? I've proper wrecked this area. Right, let's try that thing Sharky just said, where you can aim better from the driver's seat. Header in. Good afternoon, mate. I hope you're well. Do you want to tell him, Sharky, or shall I? Don't tell Edwin how incredible this is. Oh, I still can't winch. Oh, there you go. What the hell? What am I wedged on there? That stump I can see by the back wheel. So you can't strap these down. So when you get anything on the back of here, make sure you put the handbrake on. Because I put the steamroller on the back of here without putting the handbrake on. And when I was driving, the thing was rocking backwards and forwards and stopping me from moving anywhere. And I'm going completely the wrong way. It rains a lot in this game, Ed. And the rain proper affects the ground as well. And you set up routes, you set it throughout the game, through the infrastructure. Have you got it, by the way? Because I'm not telling you how to suck eggs if you've got it. But you set up infrastructure routes, which basically runs a convoy of trucks from point A to point B, delivering resources and stuff until the rewards are all exhausted, and then you can close the route down. But whilst the trucks are running the route, they'll chew the ground up. Can the name of the vehicles? I've just noticed the name of the vehicle on the back of that. massive big letters, look, Invictus. I bought this last night, Zodius, this, the scout vehicle. I bought it because Venom was curious. It's a download a DLC vehicle for a premium edition. And I think Venom was curious as to whether it's OP or not. Right, where's my I need to bring him down. The game isn't telling me to do what I'm about to do. I'm doing it because I've created a bit of a shortcut, and I want to make it a bit easier to navigate. So this ditch here, Luke, I outfilled this in yesterday, and I can't remember how many loads of sand it took, but it was quite a lot. This thing here. I always wondered if that was one of AC's tractors. But then I remembered it can't be because it's not underwater. You can scrap them. Bloody hell you can. Should be doing it in reverse, really. Shall I do it in reverse? I'll show you in a second. Let me just back up. So if I go to the vehicles tab, see on the left hand side you've got my vehicles. If I go to the, it says map layers, and if I go across on the D-pad, let me zoom out. Because I've got sand quarries there, there, and there. Oh, and also another one up there. You don't have to drive actually into the quarry and park underneath some kind of like chute to get the sand. As long as you're within that circle or that radius, you can summon sand and just get it anytime you want. Which seems like a bit of a cop-out for how much other realism there is in the game. And then you see something like that that might feel a bit like, oh, why they've done that, but it's a godsend. Like, for example, when I was filling that ditch there, no word of a lie, that must have taken probably over 20 loads of sand to do that. And I had to drive me dump truck there, reverse it so that it's just teetering on the edge, and then drop the sand in. And then the sand would naturally form and spill and go across the gap, and then I'd bring the bulldozer up here and level it off. Now, because of the layer, all I had to do was drive into there, fill up, reverse, come back up and do another load. If I'd have had to go to the quarry all the way up there every single time, it would have been a little bit of a pain in the ass, to be fair. So I understand why they've done it. I understand why they've kind of made that decision. Yeah, this isn't on my list of objectives, this isn't, but I'm doing this because I've created a shortcut here that goes from my base, where my garage and my supply depot is there, and the relay, up to the steel pipes facility. So I'm kind of like creating a shortcut. I mean, I could do with, in a way, probably sanding that there, but for how long that'll take for the time being, I'll keep taking this new route that goes all the way up here and around here if I need to get to the steel beams facility for recycling. There's currently 8. In theory, there's 8. It's a bit of a cheeky 8. Let me show you. You go back to the hub. They say there's 8, and there's 2 more coming as part of the DLC if you've got the premium edition, or you'll just be able to buy them standalone when they come out. But Precipice and Aftermath, that's 1, that's 2, but they are in theory the same map. Apart from on Precipice, you only get access, because it's like a tutorial area, you only get access to a certain portion of it. And then when you get into Aftermath, you start in the same area again, but it's been devastated by a storm. But there's a bigger area to explore then, with more objectives to do and sort. Then you've got your garage here, in the hub section where I am now. You've got your map selection, your garage, which shows you all the vehicles that you own. I don't want to give too much away in case I'm spoiling too much for you before you get stuck in. Then you've got your shop where you can buy your vehicles, some of which are a lot behind the need to rank up. And then you've got your company info here. So 26 hours I've played so far. I own 16 vehicles. I've completed 323 routes, 22 resources recycled. Asphalt paved, not much. Bridges built, 2. So yeah, some of these vehicles you get given as you explore the map. So for example, that Pike, I got given that, but because I got given it, it's that colour. I can't change the colour of it. I can't change the frame add-ons. So they are what they are. The vehicles are stock, and they are what they are. You can't change add-ons, wheel trims, or anything like that. But I can't sell that vehicle either. See at the bottom where it says not for sale? I can't sell it, because I didn't buy it. But then I bought a second one from the shop, which has got better stats. Anyway, straight away, it's got better stats. If you look at the stats, stability, and then compare it to one that I bought, the stats on mine, in fact, I'm sure one of them has gone up. I wonder if the vehicles rank up. I'm sure one of them has changed. But yeah, the ones that you buy though, if they become surplus requirement, you can sell them at a loss. You lose about 2 to 3 grand if you sell them. And when they spawn in, even though that's like a generic grey colour there, when it spawns into the map, as you've seen already, because I've got my scout vehicle on the back of it at the moment, it's in my company colours with my company logo, which you can see there on the left hand side. Oh yeah, I do, because when I thought we'd seen all quite early on, when it gelled with me and I realised what the whole point of the game was, I kind of thought, yeah, I get it now. I understand the point of the game, but I think we've seen everything the game offers. There's just going to be different terrains to tackle. But then I've quite clearly seen when I've got onto this map, because I've been given some new toys to play with, that there's a lot more than meets the eye with this. A hell of a lot more. Because I've been given some right nifty new toys to play with. Look at the ground now, because I quit out and came back in. Look at the ground. That ground in front of me was muddy before. Look at it now. It's like it's dried up because the rain stopped. So when I start to get a downpour of rain, you'll see that ground get battered. Watch this as well. I love how the water reacts when you pour sand in. Let's see if it does it. Yeah, no worries, Sharky, no worries. What am I doing here? Going the wrong way, you pillock. I think I'm stuck on a stump, you know. To be fair, I've been given a vehicle that can take care of them stumps. Because up ahead there, I did have to clear a load out as part of an objective. To be honest as well, when I've laid this sand down, if I want to, there's nothing stopping me slapping a bit of tarmac on top of this. But I've got to build the road a bit further up anyway. I'm just throwing this sand down just to help me get to the road that I need to build. Or to the plot of land I need to build the road on. Because as you've seen, this path gets a little bit wrecked when it rains. Oh, here we go. Shit, it's raining. Oh man, Shaggy, afternoon. Oh, what am I doing? I am in a radius. Oh. Right, let's bring the digger up here, flatten all that. was seeing that on the side of the door there. Is that rude? Easy forking. Is that a shaggle? Muffins was about. As far as Muffin hasn't spotted that. Right, we'll have one more run up there. I have spotted a bit that's a bit dicey, to be fair. I'll have another look at it when I get up there. Yeah, Muffins, I'll show you the sign when we get up here. Unless you saw it. Unless you were around and you saw it. Yeah, there's this bit here up ahead. That's a bit dodgy. I don't know whether I need to dig that up. That there to the right of me now. There's a rock underneath the sand there. I might just go wider with the sand. I'll take another load of sand down and go wider on that section. Yo, Muffins, check out this sign here. Look at that sign. Easy forking. Could be a bit rude, that. Could be construed as a bit rude. Well, I'm going to take one more load of sand down there where that I think that dodgy rock is. Although, I've got a tree there. What are we saying? I think we're alright there, aren't we? One more pass over it. Right, let me park this up. And then we'll get this road building on the go. Let me cat out. Look at that, like a dream. It's a bit rugged here, where that rock is. Oh, I'm there actually, I could have done with going over that again, but we should be alright. Oh shit! It was bound to happen one, but at some point, wasn't it? I mean, it has got an autonomous winch. So I've got to build a road, and then I've got to sort out a route. And the road I'm going to build is there. They'll spin this on a pin. Got it. Yeah, this is awesome. Oh, that's a bit steep. We're alright though, as long as we take it easy. How awesome is this though? I'll put this sand down here now. Make it much easier for me to get up here. Oh, hang on, I don't think they're touching the floor, or because of how I've parked it. You can do that as well. As Sharky said there, he's been collecting scrap. When I was doing a job last night, I had to do a job last night, right, where these two cranes here, that one and that one, there was an objective to clear a load of shit that was around here and around here. And I thought, do you know what? I'm not just going to pick it up and throw it over here. I'm going to take my truck up and I'm going to fill my truck up with loads of crap. I'm going to take my truck, once I've got that crap, I'm going to take it down to the steel beam cells here. I'm going to recycle it. And I did. And that's where I got stuck when I was doing a load. Oh no, I didn't get stuck when I was doing that, did I? I got stuck when I was doing the steel pipes. And do you know something, after all that, Sharky, when I was trying to get them steel pipes there, that I tipped over in that truck and I was trying to get them to the steel mill. I didn't need to take them to the steel mill. I'd gone past where I needed them to be. I needed them to be, show you, here to fix this pipe. There was 3 sections of that missing. So I didn't even need to take them to where I was taking them. Yeah, so remember, when you put this on the back of here, right, put the handbrake on. Because if you don't, watch what happens. I know it's not doing it now, it must have gone on automatically. Did it go on automatically? Oh, it did, yeah. Because if you let the handbrake off this, it must be putting the handbrake on automatically. I did it the other day where the handbrake didn't go on, and the thing was rocking backwards and forwards and stopping me moving. I wonder if it's going on because of the way I'm switching. The way I'm switching the vehicles in that other way. Where are you going? You're out? You're not anywhere? Yeah, because I got given a toy last night that I can. I haven't got the toy yet for taking down trees, but I've got the toy for removing stumps. No tyres there. When I was pissing around with these cranes doing that job I was doing last night, because I couldn't fit the tyres on, I stacked them. Now you just need Christopher Reeve in there, don't you? Breaking out of them. And for those old enough who've seen Superman 3, you'll get that reference. Right, so I need the old dump truck. And let's just check. So where I'm going to be working. Oh yeah, I can refill sand when I get up there, that's fine. Andy, how are you, buddy? Look like you had a cool break. I got told off, I did, Andy, because I showed the missus some of the pictures of where you were in that, like, whatever you call it, whatever you were in. And I goes, oh, look at this Andy, you know him from Blackpool, look where he is. And I showed her the pictures, she just rolled her eyes, shook her head, goes, I'm not even talking to you. I've shown you loads of those type of holidays and you don't listen to me, blah 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 blah. Not even listening to you. I've asked you a million times, would you stay in something like this? Why don't me and you do something like this? Well, you've never answered me. Do you know what? Even though the game doesn't want me to, I'm going to throw some sand in here. Because that is going to be a nightmare for my my kit over there to get through. Now I never know whether bring the digger through here, the bulldozer through here first and tear this land up, or just throw sand on the top. I think I'll just throw sand on the top. Right, let's get the let's get it up here ready. Oops. The Average Viking with the raid. Welcome in, everybody. Good afternoon to yourself and your viewers. Thank you very much for that raid. Much appreciated. Welcome in, everybody. How's it going? Whippy, good afternoon. Mad Matt, Crofty. Evening, everyone. Thank you very much for the raid again, much appreciated. Welcome in. So I think you can have these doing this automatically, can't you? If I press on that. But I'm going to do the sand and everything myself. Technically, it depends how you look at it, because obviously the tutorial area and then the second map are the same map, but the second map is the first map expanded, but it's the same area. So technically I'm on the third map. I am. If we count them individually, I'm on the third one, and it gives you a choice of two. When you've done the second map, it gives you a choice of two: Incommunicado or Sunken, and I've gone with Incommunicado. But absolutely loving this. Absolutely loving it. I know the bot's better at everything, but I love the hands-on stuff with this. I always have. Always try to do as much hands-on as I can with this game. Same as SnowRunner as well, when we've got things like we can sometimes auto load cargo. I've always been one for wanting to get stuck in and do as much as I can. But although I will say, every time when I come to doing the asphalt and the tarmacking, never goes to plan. Always seems to get stuck in some kind of groove or divot in the ground or something. Might need another layer on this, I think. Well, I've just sanded. If I show you the map here, even though the game obviously gives you clear directions on where it wants roads built, I, for example, have just sanded all this here. Because at some point on this map, it kind of hints and gives you instruction to create a shortcut through here. So you remove some tree stumps, but whilst you remove the tree stumps, the area still stays quite boggy and muddy. So I've laid sand all the way down. I've just done it even though the game doesn't want me to. Just so that when I'm coming out of my garage and my relay, and I take that shortcut up to that area, it's much easier. Because that was becoming a bit of a chore, because the ground, especially with it raining a lot in the game, the ground was getting absolutely munched up by all the vehicles passing through. Right, we'll do one more pass through. One more layer. Uh, let's see if this goes to plan. A lot of times yesterday, or one time yesterday, I was getting stuck on some kind of divot. Right, so far so good. Don't get stuck now, you. Oh. Have you tried them cherry bakewell Jaffa cakes? Andy, Zodius. They are, just so that you know, they are an Aldi special, I think. I've not seen them anywhere else other than Aldi because they're made by Belmont, and I'm sure that's an Aldi thing. So there you go, that's my road done. Why you not shop at Aldi, Andy? Are you too posh for Aldi? So now, once I get these out of the way, I've got to plot a route. Well, I've got the dump truck up here. I'm tempted to have a look, see if any more patches need a spot of sand. Because I think this in front of me here might do. Just about here now. This could do with maybe some sand throwing down. And definitely where I got the roller stuck a couple of minutes ago, that could probably do with some. Have I still got my scout vehicle out, or did I retain it? Maybe still out. Give me a sec. Where's it going? This way.
Depot could be a huge help for the restoration effort. The power control panel is on the fritz, though. I'm thinking you could bring one from the old gas station. Nobody's gonna miss it for a while, right?
So what's this? Oh, so it needs right, okay. So I've got to do that before. Is that a separate objective, or is it part of? I'll do that before I plot the route. Mr. Markland, thank you very much for the follow. I apologise, by the way, if I get behind in chat because I'm so involved and balls deep in the job here. But again, Viking, thank you very much for that raid and anybody that came over. Watch a noob at it here. I think I might throw some sand down there, you know. Sand there and sand here before I take these vehicles back. Whoosh. Right, let's get the dump truck and let's throw some sand down there in those last two spots. Balls deep, yeah, in the dirt box here. happening. Bet you needed that all day, didn't you, Andy? Don't need any sand going down here, do I? That should be right. Right, let's go and get this generator. Side mission. Here's an old but reliable construction depot. It held up well except for its control panel, which has been acting up lately. Let's deliver them a working one from the gas station and see. Right, let's track that. And for that, we're going to need to get in. The mule. No, knocking him over, are you? Right, let me just make sure it's where I think it is. Oh, it's actually... No, it's not where I thought it was. I thought it was up there. But it's actually not far from where it is anyway. Right, got it. Let's go. And then we can plot the route. As long as it fits in the back of here. I haven't even had eyes on this thing yet. Don't know how big it is. How do you mean, Ed? The fuel station? Because you know this doesn't require fuel, this game. You know, you don't have vehicle damage or fuel. Oh no, you don't need refuel. There's no refueling. It's something that I think they're looking at adding, and they're also looking at adding a hardcore mode. Because on my Google News feed today, there's an article saying that it's a bit of a mixed bag on Steam, with a lot of people missing some of the things that have been omitted from the game that were in things like SnowRunner Expeditions. So I think there's a hardcore mode coming, and the possibility of fuel and vehicle damage. Once you get into the groove, for me personally, once I've got into the groove of understanding what this game is trying to do differently from SnowRunner, you're so preoccupied with all the tasks and all the extra stuff, with it being a sandbox that you can do and that the game throws at you. You're so preoccupied and bogged down by that you forget about the fuel, and it becomes one less stress. And I know some people might get a kick out of having that extra little bit of stress, but I don't mind, because it's one of them games like SnowRunner where even the regular things that the game wants you to do and the things that you choose to do on top are quite time consuming as it is, and the game's as time consuming as you want it to be, because as you know, when we've said it many times in the past, we all play this game differently. Everybody will play this game differently, same as everybody will play SnowRunner differently. Some people will auto recover vehicles to a garage in SnowRunner, some people never will. I never will and never have, unless I'm absolutely at my wit's end and I've got no other options left. But I will try my best to try and rescue or salvage a situation or a vehicle. So I don't mind, because I've kind of got in the groove now with this, and I understand what it's doing differently from being SnowRunner. Because had it been too similar to SnowRunner, everybody would have said, well, it may as well just be another map for SnowRunner. It may as well have been another season for SnowRunner, another year pass. But it's daring to try something different, and it's all about rebuild and regeneration, and construction, and resource management, rather than navigate over dangerous terrain and find different routes. Similar to the way Expeditions did something different. Expeditions dared to be different. And I love what Expeditions does, even if it's not everybody's cup of tea. Because it won't be, and it isn't everybody's cup of tea. Expeditions is not everybody's bag, because the difficulty curve on Expeditions is too much. There's concrete there. And the whole thing with Expeditions, whereas when you ball something up, there's no kind of opportunity or room for error with it. Once you ball something up, if you were stuck and you've got two trucks out in the field, you've got to literally wipe and go again. Yeah, this thing's a big thing, isn't it? Is this going to fit in the back of there? It's going to be a tight fit. That's what she said. Wipe and go again, yeah. But you know what I'm getting at with that. When you're royally up shit creek in Expeditions, you literally are right. I've got no other option other than to wipe this effort out and go again. I've been, I won't say it then, because I don't want Sharky choking, because you'll be live shortly. But I've been, and you've seen me, some of you have seen me, I've been 2 to 3 hours in to an expedition on expeditions, and I've literally got to the point where I've hit a brick wall. I've got no other options left. I can't drag any trucks out of the garage to salvage the situation. What I've got at my disposal is already out in the field. They're both stuck, or they've run out of fuel, or they've not found what they're looking for. And I've literally got to quit, go back to the headquarters and replan and go again. And it's all about replanning. There's quite a bit of trial and error in expeditions. And I've kind of called it the roguelike of SnowRunner. The physics on the water as well are much better in this. Things like the way when you dump sand in a pool of water and the way the water reacts, and the way when your vehicle goes through the water, and the way the water ripples, and the way that it gushes and your wheels dig in. And even now when it's raining, this rain is having a negative effect on the land. And some of the land, for example, let me give you an example here now. There is a particular route here, there. No, it isn't that one, is it? Let me get my bearings. This one here. I went across this road, or this dirt path, so many times whilst carrying out a mission last night, and in between that and it raining, I got to the point where I was getting stuck, and at one point I got 2 trucks tipped over on the side because they were just chewing up the mud. Absolutely brilliant.
Great work. Now we have our very own supply people.
So this place is a construction depot. Here you can purchase and sell resources. You can also sell rubble, and that is highlighted in yellow. This kind of rubble cannot be recycled and can only be sold in construction depots. Deposit resources or rubble into the yellow area to sell. So this is how we're going to make more money then. Purchase resources will spawn in the green area. Oh yeah, so it costs money to buy stuff, or I can sell stuff as well. Ah, right. Yeah. I think Sharky called that. Right, now I've got to set up a thingy, haven't I? A route. Do you know, you've just, when you that big grin on your face, when you know you've just unlocked another layer to the game. It's going to come out of there, so that's going to be in the way. Right, hang on then. That's going to be in the way when they start pouring out. So let me just shift that. So, plot routes. Start plotting. So where's he got to go to? The construction depot. So, come out that garage. Truck will come out that garage. Go through here. You got to get this pretty spot on. You can't have them taking short, tight turns. Got to try put as a natural bend as you can in. So once you've done it, once you've done the route here, what you can do is you dispatch vehicles and then you can spectate them to make sure they take the route okay. So wait for the vehicle to come out, which it's coming out now, and then as soon as it comes out, spectate. And I can watch it take the route and transport stuff for me. Make sure it doesn't get stuck anywhere. So let's see this go about its business. When you do these editing though as well, quite often, top left hand side of the screen, you'll get a notification inside that a route has failed, and that can either be because the ground, a truck has got stuck on an obstacle, or it's got stuck somewhere on the ground, or a rock, or a tree, or on the first map I had two going at the same time, and there was a point at which they overlapped. So we had to replan one of them, so to make it as intricate as possible, to make sure that they were kind of on the left hand and right hand side of the road, and they weren't colliding. There's another one behind, Luke. There's two coming. And we've got working wipers that are in. There's a little bit of clipping there as it goes in, but that's working. And you see how it says on the route that I've just planned, it says it's operational, and it says I've got rewards 5 remaining. When 5 trips have happened, I can essentially, if I want to, shut down.
You've secured yourself a steady supply of pipes. Should help us out a great deal in the long run. Anywho, if there's anything you can't have too much of in our business, it's concrete. At the moment, we barely have any, so sourcing more is a must. I think you can guess where I'm going with this. You betcha! There's a concrete plant in the area. I can't confirm its status from the satellite images. Could you go and check it out? Pretty please.
What I want to know is when do we get some time off, and when do I get to take Callie out for a drink? That's why sometimes it pays to do your own thing and build roads where you think you might need them, or drop sand where you think you might need sand, where you can foresee potential problems going forward. And on the first map, on the second map, sorry, I'm going to call it the second map, not the tutorial map, but the second map, which is the proper full map. I built a road where it didn't tell me that I got to build a road, but I built it anyway, because I foresaw problems. And I did it out of sheer curiosity as well, more than anything. I did it to see if it could be done. If outside of the game telling me what to do, can I just go off on my own and go do a road wherever I see fit? And it let me. I just followed the 4 steps of building a road. Sand, well, sand, then flatten the sand, then tarmac, then flatten the tarmac. 4 steps, done. And I built a road where I didn't need to build one. So get to the concrete plant. Get to the concrete plant, solid ground. Where's that then? Oh, that's still under an area I've not been yet. So I've still got parts of this map I've not even done. Holy shit, I've still got stuff on the map I've not even uncovered. I've got a sawmill there as well. This map, the maps are getting bigger, I think. Or not necessarily bigger, but they're getting more full of stuff to do. Because that second map probably took me anything between, probably I would estimate 15, shall I say about 15 hours to do that first map. And I'm probably at about, almost hitting about 28 hours now. And I've not long been on this map, and I've been on this map ages, to tell you the truth. And I think I'm only about 40% of the way in of doing the objectives. But now it's thrown a spanner in the works, because now it's thrown all the other stuff at us that we can do, with all the recycling and selling. That radio chatter, by the way. Let me just get my bearings again here. That radio chatter happens when one of them vehicles goes past my car that I've left there. you get this kind of like fake radio chatter to simulate as if like they're talking to you as they go past, acknowledging you. So what I'll do is I'll sit in this vehicle when this comes past. Look at the inside of this. Holy crap. And if you're in the way, they'll honk their horn at you to kind of like get out of the way. Yeah. I didn't get the radio chatter, but he beeped at me because I was almost in the way. So infrastructure request completed. So I think that's because all 5 have ran. So it'll say, oh no, no, it's because 1's been done. There's 2 left, and when there's 2 left, it'll say no more rewards remaining, and I can essentially shut down that route. Also, as well, see the top right hand side of the screen where you've got that purple icon that's got the number 12 by it? They are recovery points. And Zodius says, and I believe Zodius, because I wasn't quite sure how they worked, if you recover a vehicle back to your base, you don't use one of them tokens up, it's free. But I've got this vehicle. I'm not sure if I've got it out in the field. Let me have a look. Or did I? No, I must have retained it. So when we go back to the garage, I must have retained it. So I've got this thing here, and I got given this again. So I can't sell this, but I got given it on the first map. And this is like a service vehicle, and you recall vehicles. But if you recall vehicles to that, then it uses one of those recovery tokens up. The world's my oyster. I feel like the world's my oyster now because of all the recycling I can do. But I thought I had. No, I did. I did have a mission for concrete slabs, but I've done it. It was at Riverside Base, wasn't it? So I've got bring steel beams to the Highland base. I've actually got no steel beams, so I need to make some. So Highland base is essentially your garage. And to make steel beams, I need to go to the... God, my bearings have gone here. I've fully lost my bearings. Yeah, there. So I need to take some metal in there to the recycle point to make steel beams. Right, before I get myself balls deep into anything else now, that's a perfect time for me to knock this on the head, because A, Sharky's gone live, B, my wife's going to be ringing me in any second now because she finished work and she'll ask me, she'll want to chat to me about what she's getting from the shop, etc. And the kids are going to want feeding as well. So I'm going to start the kids' teas. So I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Sharky, who has just fired this up. So, Viking, thank you very much for that raid, and thank you for everyone that came across and for all the new follows. For everybody else that is here, lurking away, enjoying the stream or whatever, thank you very much for keeping me company for this for a couple of hours this afternoon. I'll play it by ear whether I come back on this again tonight, but I will definitely be on in the morning at around about probably 9 AM, so watch this space. So everyone that came across in the stream, Edarin, Muffins, Zodius, Andy, if you're still there, thank you very much, and I'll catch you all either later on tonight or... Oh, hang on. I'm blocking a route. What are you doing? It's going to say route failed now. Yeah, it is, look at that. And it's just because I was in the way. Right, let me move my truck out of the way and then I can just dispatch vehicles again. I can just set them going again. I mean, I've got all the rewards anyway, so I probably don't need to. But we'll get it going. So yeah, thank you very much. Viking again, thank you very much for that raid. Very much appreciated. Thanks for the new followers that I got from it. And I'll catch you all in the morning if I don't catch you tonight. So take care, everybody. See you soon.